Alright, David. I have... Well, you ordered two kamikazes, tomoquads kamikazes. I have one of them done. The one that's yours. I'm waiting on the TPU parts for the other one. Actually, that's all I'm waiting for on that one, so... should be here in the next day or two. But anyway, here is yours. It turned out pretty sweet. I did have to mount some stuff on the top plate here, but that's because, I mean, if you look in the side there is no room for anything else. Yeah, it's pretty full. So what you have here is the HGLRC stack. You got the Runcam DVR board, and then the HGLRC TX20 V2. Man, that's such a nice spot right there for the SD card to just go right in. Let's see. Oh shit, I have to pull it out of my goggles. I don't have an SD card I can put in right now, but it is all working and ready to go. I didn't even know how to hook up that DVR board. I just guessed. Let me grab the other one. I'll show you guys real quick. Okay. Here is your buddies, and Tomo accidentally sent purple for both of them, and this one's supposed to be red, so that's why I'm waiting for the red TPU parts. But other than the color and the camera, they'll both be completely identical. So here's how the Runcam board goes for anybody that's wondering. Okay. Huh? In the kitchen. Okay, so there's pads on two sides. This side says audio in, video in, ground, and 5-volt out. And this is where your camera wires go to. So from your camera to here, you got 5-volt out and ground. So 5-volt out and ground go to power your camera. And then the video in is the yellow wire coming from your camera. And then audio if your camera does audio. Okay, so this side is for your camera. Your camera wires just solder straight to these pads. Then this side says 3.3 to 5-volt in, and then ground, and then video out. It confused me by saying video out because I'm like, you know, video out comes from the VTX. So how's that supposed to work? You know, do I solder the video out from the VTX to this and then run another wire to the flight controller or what? But I figured it just meant that for this board, this is the in and this is the out. So camera in here and then out here goes to video in on the flight controller. And this is only if your flight controller has OSD, which 99% of them these days do. So the video out on this goes to the video in on your flight controller. And then it's just normal for the VTX. The VTX video out goes to the video out on the flight controller. So if you just remember that, then it's very easy to wire up. Camera in, video in. It supplies 5 volts to the camera. Video in from your camera. This side, video out goes to the video in on your flight controller. And then it also needs 3.3 to 5 volts and a ground to power this board. So I just took a 5-volt off of the flight controller and ran it to here with the ground. And yeah, it's pretty simple. Once you realize what you're supposed to do, it's very simple. I haven't actually tested what it looks like. I can't because this is a Spectrum quad, so can't really fly it. I guess I could just walk around with the quad and record, but yeah, I haven't done that. But I'm sure you'll be recording some videos. So yeah, you just put your SD card in right there, power up the quad, Oh, actually, it has a button. I don't even know how it works. It doesn't even have... It doesn't even say anything in the directions, I don't think. Let me check. Maybe it does. Oh, yeah, okay. Start recording. Record automatically with power on. Standby mode. Blue LED, always on, is standby mode. Red, always on, is that it's powered. Blink slowly, it's recording. Blink quickly, the SD card's full or is corrupt or whatever. Okay, so the red light will always be on. The blue LED, if it's blinking slow, it's recording. If it's just ready to go, it'll be on. And then it blinks fast and there's a problem. So I guess it's supposed to just record as soon as you power it on. But obviously if there's not an SD card in it, it'll probably... I didn't see anything that... It didn't say anything on the screen, I don't think, in the live feed. Let me check real quick though. I don't think it says anything, but it could. So, yeah. It's on channel F7, if you're wondering. Let me look real quick. Well, it looks like... Oh no, that's for the camera. Okay. Man, everything's turned on right now in here, so it's hard to tell, but... Yeah, the DVR board doesn't show anything in the OSD at all. I don't know if you can see that or not. But, yeah, you can see at the bottom where it says run cam, that's from the camera. You can turn that off with the run cam board there. But, yeah, it doesn't say anything from the DVR, so that's cool. So, let's see, I guess, let's see if we can see any blinking. Okay, so it's got a... Oh, wait, that's the flight controller. I can't see. Oh, okay, it's got a slow... Oh, it is. So it's recording right now, but there's no SD card in, so I guess it's not recording to anything. But you can see right here, there's a solid red back there, and then there's a slow flashing blue. And slow flashing blue means it's recording, or in recording mode. I push it again. Now it's recording again. Push it again to stop it. Now, actually no, I can't hold the button down because I can't format this SD card. I got shit on there. So I guess, you know, let me unplug it and plug it back in again.
Daddy,
Hold on a second.
you put tape.
Hold on. Okay, yeah, it takes a few seconds and then it just starts recording on its own. So I guess if you don't want it to start recording, you could just, you know, hit the button one time after you plug the battery in and then it won't be recording. I think that's kind of nice that it automatically records when you plug in the battery, you know, because sometimes you might forget or whatever. And like I just said, if you don't want it to record, just push the button one time and it stops. But there is a standby mode. And in standby mode, you just press the button to start recording and press it again to stop it. So, and I think it's when you hold down the button for 5 seconds. But like I said, I can't do that on this SD card, so you'll have to try it on your own. But it looks like it is working. So, the motors are good to go. I thought it was hot, but it wasn't. The motors are good to go. They're spinning the right way, and they're all working. That's all good to go. Everything's set up on the flight controller. Yeah, I went through every page on in Betaflight, so it's totally ready to go. You just need to bind it up, and you saw that the LED was flashing on the receiver when I plugged in the battery, so that's ready to be bound. This camera is so awesome. This is the Sparrow 2 Pro. It's a little bit heavier than the Sparrow 2, but it has the bigger lens, and I think the picture looks better. It looks just amazing. This is such a nice camera. The button for the VTX is somewhere. It's right above where the SD card goes. Right there. So that's for your VTX, right above the SD card slot. But smart audio is hooked up. It's actually Tramp protocol, but that's all hooked up and turned on in Betaflight. So you can change all that through your goggles. The GPS, I tested it. It's working. It's picking up satellites. It doesn't pick them up very fast inside my house, but I'm sure once you go outside and let it sit there for a second, it'll go a lot faster. So, and I know you were worried about this receiver getting damaged in a crash, but these cases are insanely strong. I mean, you can hit them so it's almost impossible to break it by just crashing, because I mean, this thing's already light, you know, and even hitting concrete, it's not gonna break. There's no way. I mean, in the worst possible crash you could possibly do with this quad, the most damage you would do to this is maybe possibly crack the case, but you're not going to damage the receiver. And I don't even see you being able to crack the case. I mean, seriously, it would take an insanely hard, I mean, like 1,000-foot drop onto concrete straight up like this or something like that, you know. I mean, yeah, these cases are crazy strong. The GPS could possibly break. I don't know. Is that ceramic? The antenna? I think it is. So, yeah, I don't know about that. But zip ties would be a good thing. I mean, I got one here, you know, so it's going to hit the zip tie before it hits this. So maybe if you put a couple more zip ties, like make it to where this is on this side, then, you know, it's going to hit this instead of the GPS. So, yeah, I think I've talked enough. This is a super long video. I wasn't planning on going through the DVR, but I just wanted to once I started talking about it. So, there you go. This one's good to go. I'm going to put it away, and, you know, when the TPU stuff comes for your buddies, I'll get that one built up and ship them both out to you. Alright, thanks, David.